welcome back to my channel. It's Haysie Simmer here. So today I have not updated my game since the expansion pack came up and then all those patches came out. So everything should be as good as it was before I left on my summer vacation. I have not updated my game. I did not buy the new patch. I am playing offline. I have made copies of all my folders, but I did not update any of my mods. But I figured since I didn't update the game, that should still be okay. We'll see. I'm going to try to get a little episode recorded for you guys so we can really get into the year 1313. But fingers crossed all goes well. If not, you will know why. Okay, so it is Wednesday. I hate to tell you guys, I don't know what day in 1313 this is. It might be the second day. I have to go back and check, but I'm playing offline right now and I don't have access to my Google Docs. But we are at the Gilmore family little hut and we're checking in on Amy. She was bit by she was bit by one of the vampires, but right now no one knows what's wrong with her. They just think that she has like a flu or something, or like maybe the plague. So her husband Felipe is going to ask her, do you think maybe you got it down when you were at the market? People are saying at the docks that, it's just really sick. Being outside is probably not the best for you right now, so you might need to go inside and lay down if you're not feeling good. And she agrees. So she is going to be laying down and napping, and that's where she's going to be due to this plague that is sweeping the town, but nobody really knows what it is. So yeah, I'm going in right now and checking on everybody. This is Nimue. She is an alder, and everything is looking decent for them, except for they just, oh no, yeah, they just had a baby, Emmanuel. This is so sad. So we're gonna have to move Emmanuel out into the bigger main room because of the fact that Amy is sick. She won't be able to take care of Emmanuel. And Amy has like, I think it's a 50% chance, or maybe it's like 1 in 4. I have to go back and look at the rules I wrote, but I can't check right now. But she has a 50% chance of not surviving the plague or the vampiric takeover. So that's really sad for Felipe because it took him so long to find love, and he's just been a stand-up guy for the family, especially taking care of his sister Tamara after Jedediah ran out on her. So that's really sad. So I just pop into the alder house, the main alder house, and Jacob has been attacked by a bear. So I think if I'm not mistaken, there is someone who did a roll thing for if they use the medieval mod and they're attacked by a bear, something happens, like there's a chance that they don't survive or they're injured from it. So that is something we're going to have to roll for because I was definitely interested in that. But first, I'm going to have Hoya come in here and talk to Jacob about what's going on around the village. Why is there a curfew all of a sudden in this new year? She heard something at the village fair about the castle, the king being sick, and this like mysterious lord is coming in and helping the prince become the reigning, what is it called? Helping the prince regent essentially, usurp the throne. So like there's already whisperings about it going on, but nobody knows that they're vampiric. So yeah, they're going to have this conversation and he's going to say, yeah, before I got attacked by the bear in the woods, I was on my way over to Felipe's and we found out that Amy is not doing good, that their house is essentially quarantined now. So we can't see your brother, your sister, or any of your nieces and nephews until we know that everyone is okay. And she's really worried about her family because she loves her brother and her sister and her nieces and nephews who are surviving. So for this small little peasant family, they have agreed to stay on their property. They're out in the woods. They're doing just fine where they are. Jacob, we're going to roll for him to see if he survived that bear attack, and then they're just going to manage the farm. and maybe have a stall out front for people to do like an honor system where they pick up the food and, you know, get paid, or maybe they'll work with the trader more, but that's kind of where we are. Sorry, I didn't have them talk that out. They're not listening very well. Okay, so let's do this bear roll. Okay, so I'm going to have to do the roll on my phone and I'll show you guys what it is. But I have a D12 out. And what we're going to do is if he lands on 2, he dies. So Jacob will die if he lands on 2. If he lands on 6, he will have been injured and we will have to like make his farm smaller. Basically, like he won't be able to do as much around the property. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a mod where I can like give him like a limp or anything like that, but we'll essentially be like his leg was mauled and we'll address it like that. And I can put scars on him and stuff, but we'll have to like cut back the things he's allowed to do and lower the quality of life because our main provider would have been injured. So right now, automatically it is on a 3. We're going to roll 1. He survived and nothing happened. Okay, so maybe it was just like a little tough, like maybe it was like a little baby bear and it bit him, and it's something he gets to survive, which is super exciting. But we will make him go to bed early and all the things because he is dazed and he's not feeling good. So we'll have him rest for the rest of the day and kind of stay and not progress on the land at all because that would make sense because he's tired. So Halia, you know, has a full plate on herself, but it looks like she has, you know, some boys who are going to be aging up in 2 years roughly. So they can help out a bit. Let's see what they can do. The laundry is looking, is that dirty? Are you serious? Why does this always happen to me? It never fails. Can we change the water? I hope it's clean. Nope, they're dirty as well. Unload laundry and set down. So yeah, we're gonna get Jacob resting, the kids all doing things. I might have an autonomy off. Sorry. I probably have autonomy off due to the last time I played. I tried really hard. I wanted to make a really cool cinematic for you guys, but I'm just so out of practice. And I was just learning that like before I took a big break from YouTube. So I'm gonna get back into that. But essentially you guys know how this story happened and we're gonna have a lot more events go on. But yeah, if you guys saw the last episode, spoiler, the Mortimer family is decimated, but little Frederick's childhood love. I really need the mod that gets people on bikes to go away. I had it, but I need a master list of mods. But anyways, back to what I was saying. Yeah, so Frederick has a crush on Lady Tiara. But she played a peasant for the day, so he doesn't know who she is. Well, he didn't know who she was until she was outed essentially. So, I mean, I'm sure he thinks that, you know, it's not an option for him anymore, but he does have a crush on her. And she was spirited away with her mother. So hopefully, we don't want to put that in there. But hopefully she, you know, he'll be able to see her again one day, even if they're just friends. Oh no, we have a stinky little baby. Let's put some lemon in here. Let's do some laundry. Let's get like everything. Yeah, let's search pockets because Dad is definitely not the strongest. All right. So we got to kind of pick up the slack. It looks like Francis is helping us with the other kids, which is wonderful because we definitely need that. Halia is drowning in babies over here, which is all she's ever wanted. So she really can't complain because she's got everything she's ever wanted. Who is this? Probably someone who's not supposed to. I don't even know who that is. Oh yeah, Godwin. The Godwin Tavern. I think someone there got turned into a vampire. But again, the commoners don't know about this vampiric plague. They just know it's a plague that came in via the boats, that the king is sick, that the prince is now king regent, and he has this mysterious lord who only seems to come out at night, kind of sweeping through the kingdom and taking powerful people into his clutches. That's what the commoners think. And then everybody's scared of getting sick and dying. So they're kind of just like minding their P's and Q's, staying on their little bitty farm and hoping like whatever's going on in the big kingdom will pass over them because they do not want to be involved. So that's kind of where we are. But at night, they have noticed like strange bumping around outside. Man, I have people in regular clothes. That's so annoying. But yeah, at night they've technically had vampires outside their house at night. So they have, just been keeping their doors locked, their stores closed. They're really just kind of staying tight and making sure nothing happens to, their livestock, their crops, their children, more importantly, So, yep. Luckily, this land is pretty self-sustainable. So for our main family, they're going to be fine. Also, did we not? They don't know yet. His brother, Jacob's brother, we need to put him back in bed. We'll have him relaxing. Jacob's brother, Connor, got the plague, and he might turn into a vampire. Like, there's a high chance he'll turn into a vampire or he'll die. They're not going to get cured. So Jacob is about to lose his brother in some way or another. So it's really sad. We have a cow. I thought we had a pig. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Whatever. And there's a stray cat trying to get adopted. Look, I don't trust any all white. Oh, she's a fox. I was like, after the vampires that came into town and they're like all white and spooky, like ghost. No, thank you. We don't trust that. That could be them in their animal form for all we know. Like witches. Everybody is talking about witches because they do know about magic. It's very prominent in the lands. But it's just the way they're allowed, like, it's not as common. So everybody knows, like, the midwife is a spellcaster, and they know that their nephew, like, they know Jedediah's illegitimate son is a spellcaster. But now they're starting to think about dark magic, which they haven't heard of in hundreds and hundreds of years. So yeah, the peasant class is just kind of like overall very worried and uncomfortable with everything. So yeah, there's a lot going on in our house and it's kind of chaotic. Like, yeah, she's super tense. I think she wants to be outside. I'm so glad Jacob survived his roll because that was really nerve-wracking. Yeah, the kids need everything. Unfortunately, we have to cook. Maybe Francis can cook. Let's have him use the bathroom and then we'll have him cook. Dad, you need to lay down. Oh, Francis likes silly behavior. That's fun. So Frederick, let's get you to cook because you are okay, you can't cook. Do I have like cheese or anything that he can feed his siblings? We have onions. We have a birthday cake. Let's just finish the cake. Call a meal and eat. Our household. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Does he have spoiled milk? Because that tends to happen quite a bit. Nope, it's not spoiled. It only lasts like an extra day or two in this fridge, so it's not that unrealistic. I don't mind keeping that. Poor quality eggs, good. And then lemons for laundry. I'm so glad to know the kids could do laundry. I guess I didn't know that, but definitely we'll have Gwendolyn help with that when she gets older, but right now we're just not there. I do think after she eats, I'm going to have Halia make some candles. She might need to, be stocking up on some basic supplies because they don't know how long they're going to be fending for themselves. They're in a very good position. They have lots of money and the family has, a source of food. It's springtime. Spring and summer, they get the most crops, that can be preserved, like carrots and stuff like that, potatoes, that can all be preserved. So, they can live off of that for a little while. I am going to help out just because there's like babies crying everywhere and it's driving me crazy. But yeah, so Halia is dipping some candles, or she's going to dip. Oh, I think but yeah, the family is just minding their own business. It looks like Jacob is going to write some correspondence, maybe check in on his brother Connor, who's in town. Hopefully Trader Jacques doesn't get sick. So the letter could be delivered. But yeah, things aren't looking good. We already know Amy is sick, so we're going to check in on our other families as well. Okay, so I came to check in on Connor and see that he is now currently engaged in a fight outside of his, well, it doesn't look great because of the view, but they had bought this house in town, or this tavern, to turn into like a bed and breakfast, because they do live at a port, and even though, you know, Tamara's true love Calvin owns a bed and breakfast or a tavern, like, and he is going to open up another one. Everyone is looking for taverns. Like, this is a heavily trafficked like port in the kingdom. It's no big deal. So they were like, you know, looking to have like a finer establishment open up for maybe some more nobles, since he did, you know, climb his way up. Even though he's a carpenter, he's made, you know, some good money. He has a good spot closer in town. This is more for like lords and ladies, is what his goal was. Well, unfortunately for them, Connor got the virus. Now he's in a fight with someone, and I don't know why. Because Connor has been our non-problematic king. He even like stood up to his brother Jacob for his, I mean, not Jacob. He stood up to his brother for his infidelity. So this is crazy. Connor has not been getting along with a certain hardworking Sims. Connor does not dislike hardworking Sims. He is a hardworking Sim. So, oh no, he's getting really, really sick. But him and the Baron do not get along. Oh my God, that's crazy. So
unfortunately,
Connor has asked Ophelia to take the kids to inland into the country to his brother's house, to Jacob's house, with a truck full of like a little wagon full of supplies to maybe build a little hut on his land. He just wants his wife and kids to get away. Ophelia is absolutely devastated, as we can tell, because she has only been married to Connor for a couple of years now. They have just built this life together, and she knows Connor's story about how, you know, he married Ellen young and Ellen passed away, and then he refused to get married until his kids were older. Yeah, so unfortunately for Ophelia and Connor, it doesn't look like their story is going to end out happily ever after, since Connor did contract the vampiric plague, which again, they don't know it's a vampiric plague, but like I told you guys before, the survival rate is low. You either turn into a vampire or you die. So she knows for a fact that he is either, to her, from what they know, everybody is disappearing who has the plague, because they're going to turn into a vampire and go away to the coven, or they die. So, well, they really die. So she is got to take the kids and split households and go see if Jacob will host them, which we already were just there, and Jacob and them are trying to mind their own business. So I think he's going to have to make sure they're quarantined for a bit to make sure that they don't, you know, contract anything. So yeah, Ophelia has to create her own household. We're going to take Eric Alder and Elijah Alder, and we will take, I'm going to say he's going to give them, maybe he would give them the remainder of the money just in case he doesn't make it, because then he could just bring it back. So we'll say he's going to give them $20,000 to start. And we'll say that also covers the cost of building a little hut on Jacob's land. And also, we'll say that when Connor felt sick, he immediately did quarantine himself, because he's been working on this bed and breakfast, like in that he really wasn't around his wife and kids until he developed the symptoms, and then he chose to stay away. So I've got to turn their lot into a for rent lot, which I'm super nervous about. And I'm also going to have the household here. Tamara is going to take the kids, but Pascal is going to stay and take care of his wife. But Tamara is going to take the kids and stay as well. So it's all around sadness. So it's going to be all around sadness for our families because of this, it is all just sad. So yeah, Tamara has created her household. She is going to be taking the kids to get away and doing the same thing, but she obviously will have less funds. We'll just do half. It's all around sad, guys. This is just a sad episode. The families are like gonna come back to the main family property. I'm gonna see. Do I have to do it in build mode? But essentially, the families who are not infected with the plague are gonna come back to the main family's property and try to seek asylum while their family hopefully gets better, the ones who have the plague, but it's not looking great and everyone is being suggested to quarantine and stay out in the country and not be in communities, which I know this sounds silly because this, like, you would think this is a community, but this is way out in the woods. And we'll put like one of the houses here and maybe over here. So that way it's still far away from the main house. But yeah, let me turn this into a retail lot and hopefully it won't be our rental lot. Hopefully it won't be too hard. Okay, so I had to move some trees so I could actually click on our main household and play them. But we did get the little houses built, the little huts or whatever. I know that would have taken a really long time, but we're role playing, guys. We're role playing. I just kind of wanted to find a way to use the for rent aspect as I wanted to, and the plague made the most sense that the families would take what they can. I did my best to make little tiny huts for the families that came in. So I did my best to do just a little bitty hut over here for this is where Tamara and the kids are, and this is over here where Ophelia and her boys are. They kind of have different views. I try to get them as far as from our main household as possible. But Tamara's little hut is right here. Like I try to keep it very, very simple. I know it's nighttime and I'm showing you. They just have a main room and a bathroom. And they're not furnished because when I play them, we'll furnish it. It really doesn't matter. And then Ophelia and her boys are over there. The community space is the garden and the river, and that is it. Um, no space in our house, our main household over here. So we will check in on them throughout the time of now and forever, I guess. Jacob is their landlord. They pay $25 a day for rent. I just thought that was the most suitable. I do have landlord events off, so hopefully that actually works because I have no desire to play it. It's gonna bother me seeing that. But anyways, yeah, so that's kind of where we are with the family. I mean, we got some red babies. What does this baby need? Everything. It needs its diaper changed, of course. It's always on the floor. Our house is chaotic, but we're doing the best we can with what we have. And it's officially Thursday, so I'm going to call this episode done. Yes, every day of this year will be an episode. That's just going to be the best way I can tell the story. Moving on. Oh my gosh, we're being visited by Francis's twin Caesar. Yo, that really gets me every single time. I want to find a way to make that a part of the story. Maybe he will go into magic and try to resurrect his brother. I don't know, but he's always out here talking to his brother's grave. His little brother is always like, well, no, it's his twin, is always coming in and visiting him, his spirit. And like I said, we play The Sims. The Sims is creative. I hope this episode wasn't too all over the place for you guys. You guys saw we checked on our family, saw that they got the plague, and we had the women and children evacuate. Felipe decided to stay with his wife Amy and ride it out. So hopefully he doesn't get infected as well. And hopefully, we know Amy's not gonna make it, but for him, we hope she makes it. So that is where we are, guys. I'm gonna call this episode done, and I will see you guys later. Bye.